Let's take a look at the CS1 Game Engine lesson pattern. The first part of the pattern is to click on the remix link. Once you do that, then you will be brought to what's called glitch.com, and then you would log in. If you haven't already done so, you log in the top right, and you'd log in with Google. You click sign in with Google. Once you've done that, then you proceed to go ahead and rename the project. The purpose for renaming the project is to give it a smaller, shorter, more convenient name to kind of refer to. It doesn't necessarily have to be renamed, it's just a convenience thing. And then the .env file is where you go next, and you click the plain text button just to make it look like this. This doesn't have to be done. You can go down and change what we're going to change anyway, but I kind of think that's a little neater looking. Anyway, we go down to line 8, and then you can add yourself a password. We call it the admin key. It's the project password. And notice that there are not any spaces on this line. It goes right from admin key to the equal sign to the double quotes, and then to the admin key that I put in there, which was 999, and then the finishing double quote. So this is like giving your project a password. This is like giving your project a name, although you could have kept the name that it had initially. And that's what you do first. That's how you pretty much start this process off. Then you go back to the Google Classroom, and then you click the IDE link. Now the IDE can be referred to as the lesson application. It's the application that basically provides you with your lessons. So if you click the application that provides you with your lessons, the IDE, give it a few moments to warm up. Eventually here, once it loads up, what we do with the IDE is we log in with our project. So I'm going to go ahead and log in with project 49, because if I go back to the project, it's called Cake 49. So when I log in, Cake 49, and then the admin key that I type in is going to be the 999 that I typed in right there. So you go back in there and you type in your admin key, which is like the project password, remember. So this is the project name, project password. And then go ahead and log in. And once you've logged into this particular lesson application, if you will, there is the lesson kind of window on the left, and then we have this code editor on the right, and this log area down here on the bottom right. Now the lesson is originally lesson 1. That's the one that's loaded by default, but then you can see that there are 24 lessons altogether that you can access here. I'm just going to look at lesson 1. And then this button right here brings you to this right here. This is called the lesson guide. And then if you click the check mark, it brings you to the formative assessment. And you can take this as many times as you like up until when it's due. You submit it. If you submit it while here, you'd have to refresh your page to make it reappear. Otherwise, it will stay on the submitted screen. But yeah, this is the formative assessment, and this is the lesson guide. To get through the lesson guide, you read it. It's really written in just straightforward English, and tells you exactly what to do. Tells you about the concepts such as variable, some facts about variables, and then logging, and then talks about errors, different types of errors. And then it gets to the point where it tells you how to debug errors, and then it introduces you to your first coding activity that's going to happen within this part of the code that's called the game start handler, and it gives you a picture of it. Then you can look over to the right and say, yeah, I see the same thing over there. That must be called the game start handler. And then it gives you a little bit more information. It says, okay, look at this area right here in this white rectangle. It's called the body of the GameStart handler. That's where you're going to be adding code. So let's get ready to add the code like it says. It says we're going to be adding code. So we go right there and we see, hey, it says modify the GameStart in the editor to have this code. So you just have to type this in, and then you have to follow the rest of the instructions. And it says let my number equal, and you're typing. Literally all the debugging in this course is, until you get to it later in the course, is all just checking that you type the right thing. And it's right there. You just look at it and type it. And curly brace. CS1. It's capital C's, notice. Capital C, capital S. You have to type things exactly. So when I say exactly, you have to type the right characters, and you have to type the right uppercase or lowercase. So that has to be the same. And you can see that as I type, sometimes I'm typing things a little bit differently, and I have to adjust and I have to make it the same. And that's pretty much it. As a matter of fact, that's exactly it. If I go back and I look at this, it's the first line, exactly the same. Second line, go through it, checking it, yeah, exactly the same. Now it tells me to click the save button, this button that looks like this. So it's over here on the top right, you click the save button. It turned gray, that showed me that it worked. And then down here, it says click the wrench button. So up here I go and click the wrench button. And then look, it's telling me it's building the program. And then it said it's done. After the build completes, click launch the game and inspect and look for this. So click launch game, and that's right here. And we're going to log in with admin. We're going to log in with the name admin. That's the name that's given whenever you make a project and you add an admin key. It makes a user called admin with lowercase a. So you type in admin, and then you type in your admin key. In my case, it's 999, if you recall. And then you can hit enter or submit.
Welcome to CS1 Community Park. Please join us at 9 p.m. for some tasty roasted marshmallow s'mores.
In there you see the output, just like it asks you to check for the output. And so right over here, you can look at the picture, and then you can look back inside the game, and you're saying, that picture looks like the game. I must have done it right. Now you can copy this link. You can copy that link right there, the live game link. That's as good as any. You can copy that live game link, in fact, and then go back to Google Classroom, and you can click in Google Classroom, click the View Assignment button. Now, I'm not on a student, right? I'm not a student, so I don't have View Assignment. But you click View Assignment, then click Add Link, and then you paste in your link, and then you turn in the assignment. So that's the process. So you make your remix, make your project remix. I'm gonna turn this off right now. And then you edit the name, the admin key. You log that project into the lesson application. You go through the lesson, you read, you do what it says, and then you launch the game and you check it, and then you share you turn in your code by giving that link to me via the Google Classroom. And then you can go back and then do the formative assessment and submit it. And that's the whole pattern. I wish you all the best.